Welcome to my Hebrew channel. Today I'm asking the question, who will inherit the land? And I ask this question because Psalm 25 gives us an answer. It says, his seed will inherit the land. I'm doing a study of Psalm 25 sequentially based on the acrostics of that psalm. It's an alphabetic psalm. It's an order of the Hebrew alphabet. And we're up to a portion which speaks about who can or who will inherit the land. It's Zarro, Yaratz, Arletz, and his seed, his descendants, inherits the land. Okay, so the singular prefix the yod here, and the root is yod resh sheen, and then Zero, Yaratz, Aretz, his seed inherits the land. We're up to Mem and Nun, okay? These two follow each other, of course. One of I think 145 leaves the Nun out, but this one's all right here. It's all together. The Psalm 25 has a couple sections or a couple letters missing, or just fit in, fit into the middle of a verse. But here, no, we still have it Mem Nun, okay? So me, ze, who is this? Nice little muna here to it's kind of separated away, and so it's because of this little muna. Sometimes I ignore the mashra, and sometimes I make great use of it. Here I'm making probably a little bit more use of it than what I should here. Mise, okay. Who is this? Okay, mise, maze. Incidentally, if you're going to walk around Israel and you want to know people and places, you just learn those two little phrases. Maze, what's this? Or mise, or who's this? So it goes a long ways. Okay, mise, who's this? Most translations put the whole thing together. In other words, the question attaches itself to the next noun as well, to ha'ish. Um, I've kept it separate, even though the meaning basically has to stay the same. Who's this? Who is? And then I'm using the me again for the next section here. Mihaish, who's the man? Incidentally, David asked this question, who is this man? When Nathan came and said, hey, uh, I've got something to say to you. And boy, David really stuck his foot into it there. So asking this kind of question gets you a lot of trouble. So Mise, Mihaish, who's the man? Okay. Mise, Haish, Yere, asking, who fears, okay, who fears Jehovah, okay? Who's the man that fears Jehovah? And so it's a rhetorical question. And when this question is asked, the answers are given, okay? And here's what happens then when you fear Jehovah. Yoreinu bederech yibhar, okay? So he teaches him, and the person that's teaching here is Jehovah, okay? Jehovah teaches him, teaches this Haish, bederech, in the road, in the way, ethical way, moral behavior way. Bederech, okay, nice segolate here, and again kept up the milel accenting of it here. Bederech, yibahar, he should choose, and this is what the man should be choosing, but also what Jehovah chooses for the man. So the subject of this is a little unclear, but it works both ways. It's okay. You just say Jehovah will choose what the man should be studying, and Jehovah also chooses what he's going to be instructing the man in his way. Okay, Yoreinu, instructing. This incidentally is the verbal root of Torah, Yodresh, of Torah here, the law and the instruction. So this is he gives law or instructs in law. Yoreinu, he instructs him. Bederach, in the road, in the way. Yibhar, of his choosing. Nafsho betov talin, his soul in wellness and goodness. Talin stays the night. It goes through the night. Okay. Now, this particular idiomatic expression is very well known, and it's been used to say, okay, you're going to just live with somebody. Okay, talin. In other words, you have enough trust and care of the person to be able to stay together with them through the night. Find this in Ruth's first chapter, and Ruth affirms this. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay the night, I will stay the night. Okay, talin. and incidentally, feminine here, and feminine because nafsho is feminine, okay, talin. So his soul stays the night, is quiet and trusts what happens through the night. Okay? So I like to bring it back to its root meaning rather than just saying stays there or lives there, which is a drive to meaning of it. But Talin is he stays the night. The soul stays the night in goodness. The soul is very restful through the night. The person's life is very peaceful and sleeps well. You sleep well here. You understand this. Zerro and his seed Yeras inherits the earth, Aretz, the land, Aretz. Nice. The Siluk bumped the Segolate up into an comments here. So Bezoro and his seed, his descendants, inherit the land, the earth. We continue on with Samic and Ayin, next two letters in the sequence of the alphabet. Okay, Sod. This is the secret council, and it's often interpreted as you're being friendly or being very close to. Okay, so what's the basis of? Okay, I take it. You can take it almost say solidarity. Okay, Sod. Okay, Sod Jehovah, the secret council of Jehovah. Le Yer Yerav is for those who fear Him. Okay, to those fearing Him. So Jehovah has a special place for those who fear Him. Who Berato and his covenant. Le Hodi Am, He makes to make known to them. The causative lamed here, preposition of purpose here, causing to know. Hifil, causative, okay, causing to know them, causing to understand for them His covenant. Okay, His covenant is made known to them. And I, Tamit, my eyes, okay, get back to first person here, and I, Tamit constantly, Tamit all the time, ever, Al Yehovah, my eyes are always towards Jehovah. Ki hiu, because he, Yotse, and this is the also Yotse, the causative, I think I take it as a heful because of the hetic here. So also causes to pull out. Okay, yetse, totse, come out, bring out. Okay, so yotse, he brings out, pulls out. Meretz from the net. Reglai, my feet, pulls my feet from the net. Saves me by I'm getting trapped in a net. People are throwing nets over me, and Jehovah pulls me out by the feet. So um, kind of a very descriptive way of what Jehovah does to save us. And we move on to Pe and Sade, Pine. This is the turn, okay? And it's based on the Pe. Okay, we have a Pe. Pe is mouth, but if you put a mouth with a nun, you have a face, okay? A pen. And that also fen uh, lest, you often translate as lest, but also turn around, make an about face, okay, about face here. So this is what happened here, and I got a nice little circle here, right here, with an arrow on it. So take this face and turn it around. Boom, about face, okay, pen, okay, mouth, and then put a nun on the end of it, makes a face. Pena, and then this is the verbal form then of about face then, okay? Pena, Eli, turn towards me, turn your face towards me. Ha nini, and be gracious to me. And here again, the chet nun is very powerful. Chen, okay, hana, and so heneni, and so you will be gracious to me, the ni here. Ki, Yadid, because alone, by myself, solitary. Okay, Yahid, Yahid, by myself. Ve'ani, Ani. Wow, this is Ayin Nun Yod, Ayin Nun Yod. Both of them have it carrying comments, both of them have a Hirik Yod. They're going to be pronounced the same thing, but this one is no. This is affliction, and then Ani, I. So first person singular independent pronoun here. So ki yadi for because I'm alone by myself, and affliction is to me. Okay, and I'm afflicted. So I'm alone and I'm afflicted. Zerot, troubles, libabi, of heart, libabi, of my heart. Here, rich, here, here, here. You have to think of Rahab here, okay? Resh chet bet, okay? uh, uh, broad amplitude, large distances, open, flat, open areas, and the best thing I could come up here was spread wide out. Again, boom, they're all over the place. Boom, they're all over. So zorot, levavi, the trials, the troubles, the hard stuff in my heart. Okay, my heart are spread out wide. Okay, they are spread it out. These things are gone a long ways. Mim, so kote, my distresses, means kote. Hotzi nei, and then I've seen we've seen this totse on the previous one in the Tao. Now you see it in the ho. This is Ophel here. Uh, bring out, pull out my pull me out. Okay, hotzi eini, pull me out from, and me from this is a mem of preposition from me. Mosakote. The zakat here is to call out. Okay, I'm the stresses that cause me to call out. Bring me out of those things that are making me call out. Okay, mim zu koti, so kotai. So from my distresses, bring me out. Okay, ho zi eini, bring me out from those things. So we hear a pe, pe as a mouth. Okay, think of it as Mayan God with mouth, the tongue sticking out here. He's got his palate right here, and then this one's a sade. This one's like a plant. Incidentally, the final form of this one has a long. Both of them have a final form here. This one pe has a long form. This one's a long form. And the ancient forms, you can see it right here. Pe has the ancient forms where the final forms often reflected the ancient forms. So it isn't until you got into the square script of the Babylonian time that things start to bundle into little squares. So this is what happened here. So the original form did have the long tail on it, and this one, both of them did. So both of them have final forms, and the final forms reflect the original form somewhat better than what the later forms did. And this brings us to Matthew 5, verse 5, and Jesus quoted this one here: "Blessed are the meek, makairo ho doulos, and for they shall inherit the earth." Okay, and so he's referencing those who inherit things. Okay, Zero and his seed. Yoratz inherits, Aretz, he inherits the earth. So those who are meek, they inherit the earth. This is the reality. Rather than shaking the earth with all kinds of wild stuff, the ones who work quietly, the ones who are obedient to God, they receive their inheritance. And then in Hebrews 12, verse 1 and 2, we see this looking to Jesus. We have fixed our eyes on Jesus. Okay. So, and this is also reflecting what we've seen in the psalm that we were looking at. Enai tamid el Yehovah. My eyes were always on Jehovah. Therefore, since we're surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely. Let us run with endurance the race that's set before us, looking to Jesus, Enai tamid al Yehovah, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy was set before him, endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. So those who are faithful to God inherit the earth, and those who are also faithful to God always look to him for protection and confidence and faithfulness in this life. We look to God, we look to Jesus as the perfecter, the founder perfecter of our faith. Always focus on what's important, and what's important is being of service to God at all times. So God bless, and until the next time.